Hello students, I hope everything is going well and fine. Yes? So, are you all studying well at your home? Students, please study properly at your home. Okay, so in our previous video, we have started the chapter 13, that is fun with magnets. And this chapter is also included in your half yearly exam, right? So in your half yearly syllabus it is included, and so we have completed the introduction part, that is the subtopics under the introduction part we have completed, right? So now we will move forward to the next topics. The next topics are properties of magnet and some subtopics under it, and making your own magnet. These two topics we'll study now. Okay students, so let's get started. The first topic we'll study today is the properties of magnet. So properties of magnet means characteristics of magnet also we can say. So there are two properties, or we can say the two most important properties of magnets are what? See. So the first property or the first characteristics of a magnet is a freely suspended magnet always points in the north-south direction. It is saying that a freely suspended magnet always points in the north-south direction. So what does this mean? This north-south direction means what? So do you all know that our earth has got 4 directions? Geographically we have 4 directions, that is what? East, west, north and south. So we all know that sun rises towards the east, or sun rises from the east and sets towards the west, right? So based on this, if we face towards the rising sun and lift both of our hands, the left hand will be pointing towards the north direction and the right hand will be pointing towards the south direction. That is how we know the directions of the earth, that is east, west, north, south. So we have got 4 types of directions. So here it is saying that a freely suspended magnet always points in the north-south direction. So let's understand this. So here is the explanation about this. So we know a bar magnet, yes. So if a bar magnet is suspended freely from a support, it will do what? So it is asking that if a bar magnet is suspended freely from a support, it will do what? Suspended freely means, you understand that if a bar magnet is suspended from a support in air, freely means it is suspended from a support, or it is hang from a support in air. So it just means that it is suspended freely from a support. So it will do what? So it will swing. Since it is what? It is suspended freely in the air, it will swing until it comes to rest. So that means it will swing until its one end point towards the north pole of earth and the other end points towards the south pole of earth. Okay. So we know a bar magnet has 2 poles, right? A north and the south pole. So when the bar magnet is suspended freely from a support, it will swing. Since it will come to rest, that means its one end points towards the north pole of the earth and the other end points towards the south pole of the earth. So the end which points towards the north direction is called what? Is called north seeking end, or what? Simply it's called north pole of the magnet. And the end which points towards the south direction is called south seeking end or south pole of the magnet. Clear? Okay. See, in your book figure 7, this diagram is denoting the following explanation. See here, figure 7, a freely suspended magnet always points in the north-south direction. See here, a bar magnet has been hanged or has been suspended with a thread, right? So it is freely suspended magnet. So it is pointing towards the north-south direction. See, So this is how the characteristics is, right? So now we have understood the first property or first characteristics of a magnet. So since it is the first property or characteristic, so there must be some uses of this property. So the first use is finding directions. So what does that mean? That means the property of a freely suspended magnet to align itself always along the north-south direction or north-south of the earth is used to find directions at unknown places. So what does this statement means? Okay, so for centuries travelers on land and sea have been using this property of magnet to find directions. So how? Okay, so in olden days travelers, when used to travel in far off places, used to carry natural magnets and thread with them to find the directions along their way by suspending the natural magnet with a thread. Got it? And later on what happened? So later on, like in today's world, when artificial magnets were available, an instrument or device called compass was developed by scientists to find the directions more conveniently. Okay, so how it is done? Okay, so in a compass there is a tiny magnet which is not suspended from a thread, unlike the olden days. The tiny magnet in a compass is free to turn or rotate on a pin or pivot. It is called the pivot. Okay, so where the magnet is kept, it is known as the pivot. So it is also called what? Freely pivoted magnet. So just like a freely suspended magnet, a freely pivoted magnet also comes to rest along the north-south direction. Got it? So we'll understand this now. So see students, here in your book, that is on page number 203, it is described. So the compass is what? The compass is an instrument to find the direction at a place. Okay. So this is the definition of a compass. The compass is what? It is an instrument to find the direction of a place. So the compass is based on the property of a freely pivoted magnet to align itself along the north-south direction. The compass has a tiny magnet in the form of a needle. Yes, we have discussed it, that the compass has what? It has a tiny magnet, right? Which is free to turn or rotate, right? The compass, it is saying that the compass has a tiny magnet in the form of a needle which can rotate freely on a pivot or pin. The pivoted magnetic needle of the compass is enclosed in a small brass box having a glass top. Got it? See figure 8. It looks like this. A compass, it has got what? A brass box. It is the box is made up of brass. It is a material and it has a glass top over it, and the magnetic needle is what? Which can rotate freely on a pivot. Got it? Okay. So thus the compass needle is a tiny magnet which can rotate freely. Thus, the compass is a tiny magnet which can rotate freely on a pivot. The compass has a circular dial with various directions marked on it. See, it has got various directions marked on it, right? The needle of a compass always comes to rest along the north-south direction, just like a natural magnet or a bar magnet, right? The north pole of compass needle is painted with a different color to distinguish it from the south pole. Thus, the differently painted end of compass needle is its north pole, and it always shows the north direction of the earth. In order to find the direction at a place, the compass is kept on a flat surface at that place. Okay? The needle of compass will soon come to rest or become stationary, yes, along the north-south direction. The compass is then rotated until the painted end of needle is towards north. So, got it? The compass when it comes to rest, it always points towards the north of direction. It is basically speaking about that. So the compass is what is then rotated until the painted end of needle is towards north mark on the dial and the other end of the needle is towards south mark of the dial. We can now find any direction by looking at the dial of the compass, isn't it? Right? So a compass helps the people to find their way, right? So there are some examples. See, for example, compass is used by soldiers in the so see students, this example is important. See, compass is used by soldiers in the jungle to find direction for their movement. The compass is always used by sailors while at sea so as to take their ships in the right direction. So in a sea, can you detect the direction, or can the navies detect the direction? No. So the compass in that case it helps. So the compass is also used by sailors while at sea so as to take their ships in the right direction. Okay. This is all about a compass. Got it?